Thank you, Jim and Sammy from the RCA Dome. It's the Patriots and the Colts in an AFC East battle. Hello, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. These two teams met 2 weeks ago, and we have a battle between two of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Gus, two great quarterbacks that need some great pass protection today. Drew Beldsoe, his offensive line last week, gave up 7 sacks. They were manhandled by the Jets. Beldsoe took some big shots. And when you talk about pass protection, you're usually not talking about the Colts offensive line. But the last time these two teams met, the Colts had problems. Watch Teddy Bruschi fake the blitz over Tarek Glenn. Tarek Glenn focuses on Bruschi, leaving Greg Spires, the defensive end, to come unblocked. Ken Dilger here in the backfield, or whoever's manning the position, has to block. He releases out into a pass route, leaving Peyton Manning's blind side exposed. This is instrumental in the Patriots' victory 2 weeks ago.
And Brent, we've got two explosive receivers ready to play as well. Opening kickoff after this.
Welcome to the following presentation of the National Football League from CBS Sports, home of Super Bowl 35.
Peyton Manning and Drew Beldsoe, NFL #1 draft picks who ignited Super Bowl dreams. Beldsoe led New England to Super Bowl 31. Unfortunately, the ultimate prize escaped as Brett Favre and the Packers outgunned the Pats. Now, Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts have their own Super Bowl hopes. Manning triggers the Colts' offensive arsenal. Today, he hopes for an explosion against New England. Welcome back to the RCA Dome, moments away from the New England Patriots and Indianapolis Colts. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. Patriots won the first 24-16 at Foxborough 2 weeks ago. New England has won the toss. They will receive the football. Bill Belichick, first-year head coach of the Pats. And on the other sideline, Coach Mora in his third season. Danny Guy kicking it off, and we're underway. This is Kevin Falk from the 2, drops it and picks it up, and Falk down at the 11. A 10-yard return. And that brings Drew Beldsoe onto the field, 11-3 in his career versus this Indianapolis squad, and he's thrown 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
And Gus, the Patriots have had that spread offense going this year. Drew Beldsoe's been taking some shots. We know that he can make some big plays down the field if he gets pass protection, and so far this year that's been a big if.
First down and 10 for the Pats from their own 11-yard line. Out of the offset eye, J.R. Redmond gets his first start at running back, and he goes forward, picks up a couple. So J.R. Redmond, the rookie out of Arizona State, starts in place of Eric Bjornson. Second down and 9 from the 12-yard line. Redmond, the lone setback. Brown in motion. Here's J.R. over the right side with room. J.R. Redmond gets to the 20-yard line, making the 21, and picks up a first down. Stopped by Chad Cota, a gain of 9.
J.R. Redmond doing a nice bit of running. Watch him follow his center, Damian Woody. Woody, one of the few centers in the league that has the speed to pull. See him go back inside, get a shoulder on Dwight Hollier. Redmond sticking with his center. And that's smart. You can't have rookies trying to do their own thing when they're in the backfield. Follow your blockers. We saw Kevin Falk drop that opening kickoff. I wonder if that was from finding out at the last minute he wasn't going to be starting today, losing his concentration.
First down and 10 from the 21. Beldsoe draw play, Redmond. And he gets to the 24-yard line. Jason Belzer with the tackle. Defensively, for the Indianapolis Colts, they're 16th overall, 20th against Cota at safety. Second down, 7 yards to go from the 24. Play action. Beldsoe dumps it off to Redmond. He has the ball at the 29-yard line. Chad Cota with the tackle. And J.R. Redmond ranks 3rd in Arizona State history with 3,210 yards. Why the change?
Well, I think you got to find out what J.R. Redmond can bring to the table. Kevin Falk, a little more undersized, a little more of a scat back in the Dave Meggett style. Let's see what Redmond can do. A little bit bigger. He's got some speed, a little bit more power.
And Falk in the backfield right now on 3rd and short. Rutledge in motion. Here's Falk with the first down, and he gets to the 37-yard line. Mike Peterson with the tackle, but it's a gain of 7.
And Gus, already in the first few plays, we've seen 3 draws. The Patriots gashed the Colts last time they played with the draw. They were getting 6 and 7 yards. Watch Rutledge right here, getting a piece, going ahead, letting Falk get up in there. Colts defense thought that...
Second year out of LSU, Redmond in motion, out of the backfield. And Beldsoe, his straight drop, down the field, looking for Glenn, and complete. Glenn trying to turn around Tyrone Poole. And that one thrown out of bounds. So Bill Belichick told us that last week against the Jets in their 34-17 loss at home, they were outplayed in virtually every facet of the game, turned it over 6 times, resulting in 20 Jet points off turnovers.
Yeah, and it was an emotional loss for this team. Not only did he say they were outplayed, he said that they were outcoached. So you can feel the frustration. That's a very honest man right there. Not a lot of coaches would offer that up. It was a frustrating day for the whole Patriots organization.
Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 36. Here's Redmond with a lot of running room. And J.R. Redmond gets close to the 50-yard line. Dwight Hollier with the tackle, and it's another draw play.
And we did see another draw play right there. Let's check it out from the ground level. The zone blitz scheme. Sometimes you got guys blitzing, sometimes you got them dropping off. You see everybody get caught inside right there. And J.R. Redmond seeing the hole, bouncing it outside. Not just running in where the play is designed, but making something happen all on his own.
Already 27 yards rushing for Redmond. They give it to him again. And Redmond pushing the pile forward and gets inside Indianapolis territory. And this drive already over 4 minutes. J.R. Redmond was challenged by Coach Belichick. He was inactive against Minnesota after some ineffective play his first 2 games. He dressed versus Miami, but didn't play, and he had to recommit himself to the professional game.
And it's so tough to come in as a rookie and know the things that you have to do as a running back. Blitz pickup, hitting the holes, all those things.
Here's Redmond on the counter. Nowhere to go this time. Tackled by Dwight Hollier. Jim Mora in his 14th season as a head coach in the NFL, 10 years with New Orleans, 3rd season here in Indianapolis, and his team comes off a very nice victory last week against Seattle.
And they felt pretty good. He said he'd love to play that Seattle defense every week. And he told us yesterday, hey, he's not worrying about the run beating him. He's worrying about Drew Bledsoe's arm. But right now, this Patriots team is running it down the 24th-ranked defense versus the rush in the National Football League's throat.
3rd down and 6. Carter and Falk in the backfield. Falk bursts forward and picks up the first down. It's a gain of 6.
And another draw and a lot of guts to call that on 3rd and 6.5. And now if you're the Indianapolis Colts defense, you got to start thinking, hey, we better be prepared for the draw. Beldsoe doing a nice job. You see Beldsoe, Ellis Johnson getting walled off here inside, and they're just hitting it out right up in there. And I think they got the first down, and that's courageous to call the draw on 3rd and 6.5. That's a lot of faith in your line and your running back. And it's going to be close.
And they need about a couple of chain links. So what do you do now, Brent?
Well, it looks like the Patriots are going to go ahead and punt it. I think right now you go for it.
Here comes Michael Bishop in the game. You may be wrong. Bishop.
I like this call by Bill Belichick. They got to turn it around here in New England. They've got to get an attitude. The players got to know that you have some confidence in them. This is a big play for their offense. Bring in Bishop. He has some scrambling abilities, make some things happen, maybe option whatever they can do. He's got some playmaking capabilities.
They line up in the T formation. Bishop straight ahead, and he should have the first down.
Yeah, in the spot that they're giving him, he's got the first down.
So why is the draw so effective so far?
Well, I think it's that zone blitz scheme that the Colts run. You know, blitz, some guys blitzing, linebackers blitzing, and some defensive linemen dropping off. When you drop off into coverage, you're 3 or 4 yards deep thinking it's a pass. And you see Bishop make the first down right here. And I know they brought in Michael Bishop to run that quarterback keeper, but Drew Bledsoe ran the ball pretty good last week.
That's right, had a 13-yard touchdown, rushing touchdown. And so far the drive, 11 plays, Bledsoe to throw. Looking down the sideline, incomplete. Terry Glenn, the intended receiver. Jeff Burris covering.
And Gus, even though that we've had a couple of incompletions on some shots downfield, the Patriots have adjusted. They've kept the backs in to pick up that blitz. J.R. Redmond that time, Tony Carter a couple plays ago, giving Drew Bledsoe some more time. He hasn't had guys in his face. He's had time to throw the ball. Bill Belichick making a nice adjustment. We talked about Charlie White's spread offense, but if you don't have the personnel, you can't run that spread offense. You've got to be able to protect the quarterback.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Bledsoe underneath. Nice catch. Tony Simmons, all hands at the 30-yard line. And Simmons had a big 46-yard reception last week versus the Jets. Pass protection, it's been a problem for the Patriots the last few years.
Well, 30 sacks at this point is just flat out embarrassing if you're an offensive lineman. And the Patriots have come into this game making some adjustments, keeping some backs in the backfield, starting Max Lane at right tackle. You've got to make some adjustments. The players have to have the confidence that you're going to be able to go ahead and adjust to problems.
Here's Bledsoe to the sideline, caught by Troy Brown and out of bounds. The little scat receiver out of Marshall is close to a first down. He picks up 7 on the play.
Leading punt returner in the NFL. He's got some shake and bake to him.
Troy Brown, what an interesting story. Here's a guy that came out of Marshall. His coach, Jim Donnan, had a relationship with Bill Parcells. So Coach Donnan called Bill Parcells and said, you got to draft this young man. They drafted him in the 8th round, and boy, that's the best 8th round pick they ever got. 2nd down and 3 from the 23. 15th play of the drive. J.R. Redmond lowers his head, and Redmond stacked up, may have gained a yard. Peterson with the tackle.
And Gus, this drive is over 7.5 minutes right now, and that's what this New England Patriots team needs to be about. And I talked with Bill Belichick yesterday. We both talked to him about strategy. What's the personality of this team? You've got to be able to get some drives, play strong defense, run the ball, and mix it up. Balance on offense is the key.
Ellis Johnson down, 7:16 to go. First quarter of play, the Patriots pounding it down the field.
Ellis Johnson, defensive tackle for the Colts, getting some penetration. Bruce Armstrong holding him. Watch his left ankle. Just going to turn it here at the last second. Roll over. Bruce Armstrong getting a little tackle in. Hopefully Ellis Johnson will be back in for this Colts team.
On 3rd and 2, Bledsoe rolls, steps up, and Drew Bledsoe picks up the first down. He needed 2, and he got 4. And Bledsoe comes into this game needing only 3 yards for a career high in rushing. Last year he set that career high with 101.
And guys, you see him rolling the pocket outright, moving that pocket around, and that was just sheer determination from Drew Bledsoe getting up in there. But I like what the Patriots are doing. They're keeping it back in. They're moving the pocket. Drew Bledsoe isn't in the same place every time, so they're adjusting to some of the problems they had last time they played.
First down from the 19. Bledsoe into the end zone. Bjornsson incomplete. And Bledsoe threw it behind him. Cornelius Bennett covering. .6:24 to go here in the first quarter of play. In New England, it looks as if they were shot right out of a cannon. They have controlled this one from the very beginning. A 17-play drive covering 70 yards. It started at their own 11. Second down. Rutledge splits out. Here's Bledsoe. The screen. He's got Redmond with the big lane in front of him. Redmond! Touchdown, New England. A 19-yard score.
And that's how you silence somebody when you play on the road. Watch Bledsoe versus the zone blitz. Just dumps it off right now to Redmond. Watch Redmond read his blocks. You're going to see him going inside. He sees Woody back outside. Cuts out right back out there. That was the key. There was Colts jerseys inside. Redmond reading the block on the screen pass. Made that thing happen.
Extra point by Adam Vinatieri is good. J.R. Redmond on the drive. 2 catches for 25 yards. 7 carries for 30 yards. He's got 55 yards in total offense, and we're still in the first quarter. And welcome back to Indy. J.R. Redmond The big story early on, an 18-play drive covering 89 yards, and Redmond scores the 19-yard touchdown. First of his career. Adam Vinatieri will kick it away. Jerome Peyton and Peyton Williams back deep. And this will be Williams from the 5. Peyton Williams bounces it outside. Flag on the play. As he gets to the 33-yard line, Otis Smith with the special teams tackle. A return of 29 yards.
And guys, they're going to call hold on 27. David Macklin had his hands on the defender, just kept him up there. You can get him up there once. You got to let him go.
So they'll march it back.
Holding, receiving team number 27. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So while they march it off, we'll take a break with the Patriots on top of the Colts 7-0. That's Charlie Weiss with the headset on. He's the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, and he's been criticized over the past couple of weeks, and that drive should shut some of his critics up.
Yeah, some of his critics were on the NFL Today this morning. Mike Ditka and Jerry Glanville, they call him that guy. He probably got a little fired up, said, hey, I'll show you guys.
The guy in the red shirt, here's Edgerrin James over the left side. A huge hole, and the edge gets to the 30-yard line. A gain of 12. Peyton Manning, the quarterback for this Indianapolis team, first in the AFC in yards, second in the NFL. But he's had a rough time against the Patriots. 1-4 overall.
And you know what? Bill Belichick's teams come in, they play you physical, they hold the receivers up at the line of scrimmage. Keeper Peyton can be getting his tight ends, and Edgerrin James involved in that passing game.
Edgerrin James, the single set belt on 1st and 10. James over the right side now, and he gets to the 32-yard line. Offensively for the Colts, second in the NFL in total offense, 14th rushing, second passing. Glenn McKinney, Saturday, Moore and Adam Meadows. The backs and receivers, Edgerrin James broke a club record last week against Seattle with 219 yards rushing. They've got 2 tight ends in the game. Wilkins and Harrison are the wide receivers. Second down and 7 from the 32. Play action. Manning to the sideline. Out of bounds. It's the little guy, Terrence Wilkins, with the grab, stopped by Otis Smith. Otis Smith playing with an injured foot that he suffered on Thursday in practice. Gets to the 45-yard line. Lawyer Malloy with the tackle. He leads this team in unassisted tackles on the season with 40.
That was one of the areas where the Patriots really helped them out. Last time they played, they held Edgerrin James under 100 yards. Very important. Really forced the Colts team to throw the ball. And we talked about that protection glitch at the very top of the show. This Colts offensive line has got to protect Peyton Manning, especially when Teddy Bruschi walks up to that line and fakes that blitz.
2nd and 6 from the 45. Manning finds James out of the backfield. And he is shot down short of the first down. Chris Slade, nice open field tackle, but it's a gain of 5. And last time against the Pats, 24 carries, 75 yards for the edge. A season low 3.1 yards per carry.
And I think you're going to see more Edge running the ball today. But watch Edge catching the ball down the field against this Bill Belichick cover 2 aggressive style of defense. Your best shot is your tight ends down the middle and your running back if he can catch. Edgerrin James can run that seam route and make some plays catching the ball.
3rd and short. They need a yard. Play action. Manning looking for Harrison. He's got it! Touchdown! Yards. Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison. And the Colts are ready to tie this one up here in the first quarter of play. Mike Vanderjagt. Down and up and good. 6 plays, 82 yards, and the 51-yard touchdown. And Peyton Manning is fired up. We've got a tie game in Indy. The Colts striking big, 6-play drive, 82 yards. Manning to Harrison for the 51-yard touchdown. And it's the 5th touchdown of the season for the young man out of Philadelphia.
How do you let Marvin Harrison go by you on 3rd down and let him run right by? Looked like some big miscommunication there in the Patriots secondary.
Danny Kite sends it away. Falk, 5 yards deep, takes a knee. 2:33 to go here in the first quarter of play. We are tied at 7 apiece.
Like I said before the commercial, Otis Smith, there's some miscommunication in the secondary. Watch him right here. He's backpedaling soft, looking into the backfield. Then all of a sudden he's going to run. Lawyer Milloy's late getting over. There's some miscommunication. How do you let Marvin Harrison run right down by you for an easy touchdown? It's got to be Gus Otis Smith's fault, because if it's man coverage, he's got to cover him. If it's zone, he's got to hold him up at the line of scrimmage and give Lawyer Milloy time to get over the top.
Patriots take over at the 20-yard line. Redmond with daylight. J.R. Redmond all the way up to the 29. It's a gain of 9. Chad Cota with the tackle along with Bratsky. Monday on CBS begins with an all-new King of Queens, starring Kevin James and Jerry Stiller, followed by the new series Yes Dear. Then it's Everybody Loves Raymond, Ted Danson and Becker. We wrap it up with Family Law, an all-new Monday on CBS. 2nd and 1 from the 29. Redmond now 8 carries, 39 yards. Here comes the blitz. Beldsoe on the slant. It's caught by Terry Glenn. Glenn over the 35 up to the 37. A gain of 9.
When this Patriots offense looked good this year against the Broncos and against the Colts the first time, they ran a lot of quick routes, 3-step drops. See Terry Glenn getting inside versus that off coverage of Jeff Burris.
He's been successful against the Colts, looking for his 3rd 100-yard game in 4 meetings. First down from the 38. Troy Brown, the motion man. Beldsoe down the sideline, looking for Simmons. Pushes up. Oh, it drops the football. And this will be interference.
And I think it's going to be offensive. You said during the course of the play, Simmons pushes off, and I think they're going to catch him.
Covered by Tyrone Poole. And Simmons called for pass interference.
Good call, partner, right in the middle of the play. Tyrone Poole, they're picking
Pass
on him.
interference, offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Tyrone Poole today playing with a compound fracture and a dislocated finger. Watch the right of the screen right here. You're going to see Tony Simmons push off right there. You see Tyrone Poole go forward. And if you're going to push, at least catch the ball. He got caught all the way around. That's a no-win right there for Tony Simmons.
Brings up a first down and a long 20 from the 28. Redmond jitterballs through the hole and gets to the 32-yard line. Bernard Holsey, the former Giant, with the tackle. And what does this Redmond kid bring so far?
Yeah, you know what? I'm very impressed early on. He's very instinctive. He's feeling the holes when holes close up. You see him bounce it outside. Otherwise, he's been very disciplined following his blockers. He's followed Damian Woody a couple times today. The center getting up, getting downfield, especially on that screen pass for the touchdown. Very impressive. Great instincts for a young back.
Young man from Los Angeles, California. 2nd and 16 from the 32. Redmond inside handoff, popping it through the hole once again, and he gets to the 40-yard line, a gain of 8. Chad Cota with the tackle. And we talked about the Indianapolis run defense. They came in here ranked 20th in the entire league, and obviously Charlie Weiss has seen some kind of flaw in this system.
Well, I think that the way that the Patriots are trying to attack this is balanced, and they're running the ball, they're making things happen, play action, and they have to play that tough defense. You didn't see it there on that 3rd down Peyton Manning touchdown pass.
There's Charlie, and he told us to relay a message to Jerry Glanville that today he'll be the guy in the blue shirt.
That's right.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Colts 7, Patriots 7. We'll return to Indianapolis right after this. This is the way to watch a game. Start of the second quarter tied at 7.
A meatball's bigger than the guy's arm.
Third down and 8 for the Pats from the 40-yard line out of the pro set. Beldsoe down the field, fought, and he will be short of the first down. Mike Peterson grabbed him and takes him down. And that will bring on Lee Johnson to punt for the first time.
And you know, I'm really a fan of on third down, you got to have the routes run right to the spot of the first down. I hate throwing that ball underneath, especially when you got a couple of linebackers dropping back and got their eye on the running back coming out of the backfield. Drew Bledsoe still had some time to throw the ball, wait and let some things develop, try to get that first down.
So Johnson stands at the 29. Terrence Wilkins back deep. Left-footed punter sends away a beauty headed into the end zone. Flag on the play. Johnson got knocked down. So let's see as it goes into the end zone. A 56-yard punt, a 36-yard net.
And Gus, it doesn't matter whether it's a 15-yarder or a 5-yarder. They only needed 4 yards for the first down. So the Patriots are going to get that ball back. Huge mistake on special teams for the Colts.
Running into the kicker, receiving team number 53. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that is Washington, and Coach Mora is a little hot on the sideline.
A little hot. He is in his ear, and the kick is way off. And there you go. You just take a shot at the punt.
What is he doing there?
I think he's got to wait for that ball to be caught and then go ahead and start blocking the kicker if they think they're going to get a run back down the field. But when you kick the ball,
the rookie out of Auburn, Marcus Washington.
And that's just a huge mental mistake, and he will hear about that. Not only the rest of today, but all next week.
He already heard about it. First down and 10 from the 49 for the Pats. New life. 4-receiver package. Bledsoe, quick strike, Terry Glenn incomplete. Covered by Jeff Burris. And the Patriots so far keeping the ball out of the Colts' hands. 12-16 in time of possession.
Well, you remember the last time these two teams played, the Colts owned the ball control stat of the game. They actually had the ball at the end of the second half, or end of the first half and second half, 36 out of 37 times. Bill Belichick wasn't happy about that one.
They lob it up and intended for Simmons. He couldn't get off the line of scrimmage and get to the sideline. So that will bring up third down and 10. Drew Bledsoe comes into this game with 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He got his 10th when he hit J.R. Redmond on the 19-yard screen pass.
And you see the Patriots have tried to use that quick passing game early on here in the first and second quarter. Now this Colts defense is jamming their receivers at the line. That's one of the great things that the Patriots receivers do. They have trouble getting off that bump coverage.
Third and 10. They're 2 of 4 on third down conversion. Bledsoe down the field. Nice catch and out of bounds. It's Troy Brown. A 21-yard gain, and the Patriots are in business.
Drew Bledsoe with a lot of time, and you're going to see Troy Brown down this left sideline to your right. Bledsoe has the time. He dips inside, comes back out on the out route. Jeff Burris went for that inside fake, and Troy Brown has got, like he said at the top of the show, has got some shake and bake. Gave him the head and shoulders inside and broke it back out. Nice timing route.
35 catches on the season. Is averaging close to 12 yards per reception from the 30. Here's Carter. And the bruising fullback gets inside the 25. Tony Carter. 4 years with the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, Baltimore and Tennessee. And can the Ravens score a touchdown is the big question in Baltimore.
It's only been, what, 4 weeks?
Exactly, since they ran up the score on Cincinnati.
And we said at the time, goes around, comes around. So they ran up the score on Cincinnati, and they haven't smelled the end zone since then.
And look at Kansas City, 20-0. Now Redmond takes the ball inside the 20. J.R. Redmond, first NFL start today in place of Kevin Falk. And I'll tell you what, this young man obviously was waiting to get his turn to play.
I guess so. I guess if you're a Patriots fan, you're saying, where's he been? And it's tough indoctrinating a rookie running back because there's so much to know in blitz protection. That's really why coaches are afraid to put him in.
Over a 5-minute drive. Play number 11. Beldsoe looking underneath. It's Troy Brown. And Brown stopped at the 15-yard line. And the second quarter has been a tough one for the Patriots this season. They've been outscored 61-40, and they also have been outscored 25-7 in the third quarter. So Bill Belichick's team could really benefit from putting it in the end zone here. 2nd and 5 from the 13-yard line. Redmond gets down and close to the first down. Mike Peterson with the tackle.
And they got a rookie here, tight end, a chip on.
That's Chris Eitzman.
On Chad Bradsky. Let's watch him block here. Out of Harvard. Not a whole lot of football players at Harvard. Yeah. Using some brawn instead of brains to knock him down the line. That's Chris Eitzman. He can go both ways. He can do it upstairs in the brain, and he can do it physically.
You don't see that from a tight end very often. Here's Michael Bishop running the option down the sideline. He needed about 1.5 yards. Jason Beldsoe closing down on the play. And they will come up short and bring on Adam Vinatieri to attempt the field goal.
And guys, bringing in Michael Bishop at that point, I don't know why you're doing that. J.R. Redmond's been running it down the Colts' throat. Give it to J.R. Redmond. The line's been run blocking great. They've been getting good push. Get him up in there for 3 or 4 yards and get the first down. I can't believe that.
You may be right. 27-yard attempt by Vinatieri. It's good. So with 10:26 to go in the second quarter of play, the Patriots take a 10-7 lead. Patriots eat up 7 more minutes, and they have been keeping Peyton Manning off the field.
Because that strategy works as long as you don't give up the big play, the quick strike, and the Patriots defense gave it up to Marvin Harrison. Otherwise, they're playing a pretty perfect game.
Vinatieri sends it away. Peyton Williams from the goal line. And Williams over the 20 up to the 23-yard line. 10:17 to go. Here comes Peyton. Beautiful shot of the downtown area here in Indianapolis. The Patriots lead it 10-7. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you. 10:17 to go, second quarter of play. Peyton Manning and the Colts offense take over at their own 23. Edgerrin James, the single setback. Play action. Manning down the seam with Pollard, his tight end, complete at the 41. Lawyer Malloy with the tackle, a gain of 18.
We talked about this 2-deep coverage, getting the tight ends involved in the mix. Marcus Pollard coming from an outside split off the play action, coming into the seam. Watch Peyton Manning look left and throw back right. Pollard making a nice job adjusting versus linebacker Bruschi. Malloy coming in late.
Local product out of Bradley. Did not play football, was a basketball player. First and 10 from the 41. Edgerrin James stays on his feet. And knocked out of bounds close to midfield by Malloy. A gain of 8 yards.
And after the play, you saw Marcus Pollard clapping his hand. Watch him here, number 81 on Chris Slade. Watch him get the block. This is what happens. He just gained a big catch, drives Chris Slade inside, pushes him off the ball. Maybe a little holding, but you know, that's a good block. I like that block.
Spoken like a true tight end.
That wasn't holding.
2nd and 2 from the 49. James. And James knocked backwards. He will not get the first down. Lawyer Malloy coming up and delivering a blow.
Wow, that was a shot.
Friday on CBS, if you you already know The Fugitive, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Tim Daly stars in an all-new episode of the new hit drama, The Fugitive, Friday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
And watch Lawyer Malloy sneak up into that box and just come smack Edgerrin James. But he got just enough, got over that 50, just enough to get that first down.
From the New England 48-yard line. Play action. Manning for Wilkins, incomplete. No flag on the play. Wilkins with the double move, and Otis Smith was right there with him.
Otis Smith has had some trouble these last couple weeks with some holding penalties, some pass interference penalties downfield. Right here, looks like he's got his hands on Terrence Wilkins. You've only got 5 yards. You can't turn around and grab him. Otis has been doing that the last couple of games. That wasn't really part of his game in New York, but for whatever reason, I've seen him on film. He keeps holding after that 5-yard chuck zone. Got away with one right there.
2nd and 10. Manning out of the gun. Draw play. Edgerrin James bottled up and goes down. Henry Thomas, the 14-year veteran, with the tackle. Some good penetration by the Patriots D-line.
Let's watch what it's like to be a nose tackle in this league. Let's watch Henry Thomas, who's been around this league for a long time, versus Jeff Saturday. Start outside, throw. You got to be able to shed. You see him shed the blocker Saturday and come back in, make the tackle. That's how you play nose tackle in this league.
Henry Thomas in for Chad Eaton, who's out for the 2nd straight week with a knee injury. 3rd and 10 from the 48. They need to get to the 39 for a first down. 4-receiver package. Manning. Knocked away at the last moment to Bucky Jones. And the former first-round pick out of Syracuse in his 3rd year with a nice defensive play. And the Colts will have to punt it away.
Peyton Manning taking a shot downfield for Edgerrin James to Bucky Jones, just coming across at the last second and getting a finger on it.
Brings on Hunter Smith, averaging close to 50 yards per punt. Troy Brown back deep at the 10. He needs to shorten this one up. Pops it high in the air, wobbly kick. Brown, fair caught at the 15-yard line. His 6th punt inside the 20 this season. Get live updates for each NFL game as it happens. Just click on live scores at cbs.sportsline.com. Patriots take over at their own 15-yard line. Redmond in the backfield. Play action. Underneath, Redmond with the catch, and he's dropped at the 17. Rob Morris, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. And the Patriots here in the first half, they've only had 2 possessions, but boy, have they been good ones.
They have been phenomenal, but the last thing you want to see, you don't want to have this, and only end up with that. Boy, otherwise, if that was a touchdown, if they would have ran J.R. Redmond on 3rd down and got that first down and got into the end zone, boy, they'd be really cooking with some gas here today.
2nd and 7. Redmond running over the left side. He's tripped up in the backfield. Chad Bratsky with the shoestring tackle. Bratsky, also a former Giant.
Loves playing on AstroTurf. You watch him, they leave him unblocked because they don't think he can get into the play. Gets around the block of the guard, gets his hands on the ankles of J.R. Redmond, Chad Bransky doing a nice job of reading that play, going away, getting penetration before the blocker comes, and dipping that shoulder.
Makes it 3rd and 7 from the 18. They need to get to the 25. Beldsoe. Fought out of the backfield, cuts it up, and has the first down at the 30. Washington with a tackle, a gain of 12. And that time they threw short, and he got the yards after the catch.
And you know, that time he liked the matchup. Falk out on Chad Cota, the safety, into the flat. Now you got a chance to make something happen. If it's a corner, it's tough. You see Falk turn back in, make a little juke move, leaves Chad Cota grasping for some air.
So the Patriots have a first down at their own 29. Redmond back in the game at tailback. They fake the pitch. They throw it to Redmond. Nice move. And Redmond upended at the 32-yard line by Rob Morris, the rookie middle linebacker out of Brigham Young.
Well, he put a nice move there on Cornelius Bennett, who's tough to fake out. He's been around this league for so long, seen all the moves.
Take a look around the NFL. Denver leading at Cincinnati. The Broncos will have a bye next week. And how about this one? Kansas City on top of St. Louis 20-7. Kansas City has won 11 straight non-conference games. Redmond on the pitch, and he gets to the 35-yard line. Tonight on 60 Minutes, while other kids play baseball, football, or basketball, this kid plays the stock market. He'd be good friends with Brent Jones. So far, he's ahead by a cool $500,000. Meet him tonight on 60 Minutes.
I'm going to have to watch that. I need to meet him.
3rd down and 4 from the 35-yard line. Kevin Falk in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Draw play. Falk looking for the first, and he has it. Kevin Falk stopped by Cota, but he picks up 5.
That's the second time today we've seen the Patriots show some confidence in their offensive line. Going draw on 3rd and long, 3rd and 5. Watch right here. Falk up into the front. Watch Terry Glenn at the end of the run. You're going to see him just stay on his man. Drew Bledsoe said, yeah, that's the way to put your head down and run.
1st and 10 from the 40. Redmond in the backfield now. Draw play again. And he cuts it back inside, picks up 2. Should bring up 2nd down and about 8. And when we talked to Bill Belichick yesterday, he told us, as we kidded with him, we said, hey, why don't you give us the first 10 plays so we can look smart? He said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be balanced. You're going to see a lot of running, and you're going to see us mix it up with the pass.
And that's the key. And the hallmark of a Bill Belichick team should be run the ball, use play action, and have your defense win some games. This Patriots defense has to step up and start winning some games. Time of possession is going to be a big key. You saw the stat there. Your defense has to stop people.
Carter on the inside, hand up, keeps his feet moving and gets to midfield. But a flag on the play. He's stopped by Rob Morris.
And I think they're going to call a hold on Greg Robinson-Randall, the right tackle, their number 77.
Holding, offense number 77. 10-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
Robinson-Randall called for the hold.
Going against Mark Thomas right here. Beaten inside, you see him take the shot, and then you just push back, and you know what? I don't know if that is a hold.
Didn't look like a hold.
I think Robinson-Randall got a raw deal right there. He got throttled into the backfield, but he didn't hold anybody.
2nd and 17 from the 33. Beldsoe dumps it off to Falk. He's got a blocker in front of him, and Kevin Falk gets to the 45-yard line, and he's suited more for a 3rd down situation like Dave Meggett as a specialist there.
And he's made some big plays in this drive, and he does a nice job right here versus Mark Thomas of actually selling that pass block. Watch him come out here. Looks like he's going to get blocked. Just Olay, the old bullfighter move. Olay, slip right into the backfield, put your hands up, get the pass from Bledsoe. and get upfield.
So they'll be about 6 yards short of a first down. That takes us to the 2-minute mark here in the first half of play. Coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report, join Jim Nance and company for all the scores and highlights on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. 3rd down and 5 from the 45. Beldsoe. Terry Glenn incomplete. A flag on the play, a late flag. Burris covering.
And they're going to call a hold on Jeff Burris. Got his arm wrapped around Terry Glenn.
So costly penalties.
Defense, number 20. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Costly penalties by the Colts have kept a couple of New England drives alive. Remember running into the kicker by Washington.
Watch Burris right here at the end of the play. Terry Glenn's going to stop to come back, and Burris is going to get his hands on him, grab his jersey, not allow Glenn to get after the ball. That's a hold. You can't have a mistake like that, especially on 3rd down.
First down from midfield. Delay handoff. J.R. Redmond gets inside the 45. Josh Williams with the tackle.
Stick with the draw. They've been killing him.
Looks like an injured player on the field. It's Rob Morris, the rookie. And it's a knee, and he is really upset. So with 1:45 remaining in the first half of play, Morris down. And the Patriots up 10-7.
Rob Morris, linebacker for the Colts. Watch his right foot on a 2nd or 3rd step. Just stick into that turf and watch his ankle and knee just buckle and just collapse. And Gus, that's why players hate playing on AstroTurf, because those cleats stick and you can't pull your foot. Watch right here. It's just buckle, it gives, it rolls over, and you can't get your foot up out of the turf. It sticks right into it.
28th overall pick out of BYU. He missed 4 games at BYU his senior season because of injuries. And Jim Mora was talking about how well the young man has been playing and how they wanted to get him in on maybe the 3rd or the 6th series of the game today.
They want to use him more in the base defense and talk to him on the sidelines right before the game, and you could really feel the excitement of a young player, rookie, getting his chance to get some plays, and he was very excited, said he's going to get some plays in base today. And this is one of the tough times as a head coach and a team. You've got to try to keep your team focused. Rob Morris, a popular rookie on this team, and guys are down, guys are frustrated. They know it wasn't necessarily a great injury, and you can see just kind of a pall cast over the Indianapolis Colts bench. This is, Gus, one of the toughest times in the course of a football game when one of your comrades goes down, and you feel for him, and somehow you've got to refocus yourself. As you see Rob Morris being carted off the field, you got to refocus. You got to realize, hey, that's part of the game, and you just got to go on and not let it distract you. And you can talk to him at halftime or talk to him after the game, and that's really a challenge when you have a well-liked player, a teammate, go down during the course of the game.
And we'll update you on Rob Morris' status as soon as we know something. 2nd down and 4 from the 44-yard line for the Patriots. 1:45 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Up 10-7. And this is Kevin Funk, who is spun around. Jason Beldsoe, first man to him. Josh Williams also in on the play.
You know, still a minute 30 left. I'd like to see this Patriots team try to work it down into the end zone for a touchdown instead of just playing for the field goal. But look at that time of possession. The Colts only have 12 plays in this half. Probably an average amount for them is probably about 30, 32. 12 plays. That's unbelievable. 41 for the Patriots.
3rd and 5. Beldsoe goes up top for Simmons. Incomplete, and a flag on the play. David Macklin, the rookie out of Penn State. And Drew Bledsoe and company told us that when he's in the game on nickel and dime, that they were going to take a shot at him, and this time it pays off.
And Bill Belichick said as well, if we get one-on-one coverage with Macklin, he had played some man last week and was running around as tough as a rookie.
Defense, number 27. Automatic first down.
Belichick said if they have the matchup man on man, we're going right after him right now. To Drew Bledsoe's credit, he saw the matchup with Simmons, who's got some speed outside. You see Macklin just pushing outside with his right hand. That arm bar right there, just pushing him a little wider was the difference between a catch and a no catch.
Now Redmond lowers his head, and the Patriots coming into this game in 6 trips inside the red zone. In the past 2 games, they've come up with 5 touchdowns and a field goal. Today, 2 possessions, a touchdown, and a field goal. And that's Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, and he's responsible for the success they've had over the past couple of games inside the red zone. 2nd and 8. Now Beldsoe into the end zone, incomplete. Bjornsson, the intended receiver. Nice coverage, though, by the middle linebacker, Dwight Hollier.
And Dwight Hollier, step for step with Eric Bjornsson. Bledsoe taking a shot. And how many times over the years have you seen Drew Bledsoe throw this ball to Ben Coates? It didn't matter if Ben was covered. He'd turn around and make the play. Bjornsson gets his hips around and gets himself in position to make the catch. Just doesn't hang on.
So what do you run right now?
Well, I run a screen pass to Redmond. How about that? He's just making too many things happen.
3rd down and 8 from the 12. Glenn in motion. Beldsoe. Here's a screen. And Redmond goes nowhere this time.
Hey, I was ready for my call. You got to get those linemen out and block somebody. Don't just run out there and watch your running back get tackled. That screen was setting up perfect.
So now with 10 seconds to go, when do you call timeout?
Well, it looks like they called it right now.
With 6. So Adam Vinatieri comes on. 6 seconds to go. He'll attempt a field goal. And don't forget, coming up, Jim, Mike, and Jerry with scores and highlights and NFL news on the NASDAQ.com halftime report. So Adam Vinatieri in to attempt a 26-yard field goal. It's up and perfect. He's got a 26-yarder and a 27-yarder, and with 3 seconds remaining here in the first half, the Patriots have taken a 13-7 lead. Three seconds remaining here in the first half of play, and the Patriots have a 13-7 lead. Drew Bledsoe has to feel confident on the sideline. The offense has done a good job. Different story, though, for Jim Mora and his defense.
Yeah, well, they just had it pounded right at him, and that was what Bill Belichick told us today. They wanted to be more balanced. They're going to run the ball, stuck in J.R. Redmond, and what a change-up it's been. The Colts haven't been able to do anything. You see these big, long drives, and other than those field goals, those 2 field goals, if those were touchdowns, boy, the Colts would be in a lot of trouble coming into the second half.
Vinatieri squibs it, picked up at the 25. And this is Jerome Peyton, and Peyton gets up to the 47-yard line, and that'll be the end of the first half with the score. Patriots 13, Colts 7. But there is a flag on the play. Hold on. A flag on the play, and it's against New England. So they will kick it again.
Offside. Kicking team number 41. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the kick.
Bill Belichick really happy about that. And the referees told us this year they're going to watch, they're going to call more offsides on kickoffs. Guys have been getting 2- and 3-yard head starts, and it's really been unfair in the kicking game, so they're going to really keep an eye on players crossing that line before the kick, and we've seen that called a couple times this year.
Tony George was the guilty Patriot. Now time has elapsed, so this will be the final play of the first half as Vinatieri sets up. Another squib kick, picked up, Peyton at the 35, trying to get outside, and that is the end of the first half. So the big story, Redmond 17 carries, 76 yards. 111 yards in total offense. Coming up, Jim Nance and company after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ.com halftime report is sponsored by NASDAQ.com, the information source for the serious investor.
Hi, everybody. Jim Nance with you on the NASDAQ.com halftime report from our NFL Today studios off Fifth Avenue in New York. And, of course, Mike Ditka, Jerry Glanville with us also today. At halftime of this game you're enjoying, look at it, the Patriots. You love the way they're running the football here, Jerry.
Well, it's unbelievable. They have 101 yards rushing, and the Colts have 29. And what that adds up to, New England's controlling the clock. 23 minutes of the first 30 minutes, the Patriots have the football. Started that rookie Redmond. He's the running back in there instead of Falk.
Looks like a pretty good call right now, doesn't it? Elsewhere around the league, in the NFL today, Tennessee and Baltimore. Ravens still can't get it into the end zone. Tennessee has just scored on a touchdown pass to Thomas, but that gives Fisher's team the lead, but struggles early.
Watch it. Well, not a bad snap. What he did is took his eye off the ball, just causing the punt from deep in their territory. Now here, 4th and 1. They said that Lewis stuffed him. I'm not sure that's Lewis. I think he came in, he got a ticket to come in afterward. And here they fumble again going in, and which Baltimore fumbles, so they end up with 6-0 lead. Now here we go.
This was just seconds ago.
Look at McNair. This is all McNair. He buys time, gets the ball to the running back, Rodney Thomas, and they get a touchdown out of it.
First time in 20 quarters that McNair has thrown a touchdown against the Ravens. Stover scored the last 40 points for Baltimore, but the headline here, Eddie George out with a sprained MCL. So we don't know how long that means he's out, but Rodney Thomas is in, and he just scored a touchdown as we went through the highlights to give the Titans the lead. Buffalo and Minnesota. Bills just completed a 10-minute, 55-second drive, and it ended up only with a field goal as Flutie met Culpepper before the game. The magic one saw a little magical play here on his punt return.
Well, it really is. Of course, watch what happens here. This kicker is as big as anybody in the league. Bang!
Mitch Berger
cleans his clock.
Flutie, coach?
Well, I love the guy. I can't say enough about him. I know everybody says you do this, you do that. You got to keep him in the pocket, make him throw over the top. All he does is get the ball to the receiver.
And he got Eric Moulds for that touchdown. That's the only touchdown in the game. Meanwhile, Denver and Cincinnati, and the Broncos were out in front 14-3 here. They've beaten the Bengals 8 straight. Bengals, they've been shut out 3 times this year. They're winless. It looked like it was going to be another long day early with Greasy throwing the strike here.
And you got to look at the Bengals for the whole season. The first half of every game, they play pretty good. I don't know whether they can stay in there. Watch this reverse of a reverse. Number 1 draft pick. Oh, go the other way.
Peter Warren.
And who's blocking for him?
Akili Smith.
That's the quarterback back there leading this thing in for a touchdown. The Bengals are after the Broncos.
They're at the 2-minute warning there, and the Broncos lead it by 4. Meanwhile, the undefeated Rams were down 20-0 after the first quarter. In that first quarter, Warner was picked twice, and the Rams had a punt block. And the Chiefs, they found your man, Tony Gonzalez. You called for him in the NFL, but they got a touchdown.
They're going to be man-to-man with this guy. They got to get the football to him. If they get the football to him, he's going to score points. They cannot cover him, and you can make the Rams play man-to-man defense. That's the most important. If you make them play man-to-man, get the ball to your tight end. They got nobody in the secondary or linebackers that can cover the guy.
Meanwhile, the Saints are playing at Atlanta. The Falcons won the last 10 matchups against New Orleans. And the story so far today, Atlanta again. The Saints' lone touchdown, Ricky Williams, but Chandler has thrown for a score in that one. Meanwhile, the 49ers and the Panthers, Jeff Garcia threw his league-leading 21st touchdown in this game. He's thrown 2, 20 and 21, but his first pick was thrown also in 151 attempts. Panthers lead it here as Berline's thrown for a couple of scores. Bears and the Eagles, Philadelphia's in front. McNabb has thrown for a touchdown in this game, Mike, and the Bears, looking at the midway point of the season, if they lose today, 1-7 at the halfway point. I would have never believed that.
Well, it doesn't look good, and the Bears fans have been crying for McNown to get out of there. Now they got him out of there because he hurt his left shoulder. There's no question he probably won't play. They'll go with Miller. And I don't know if that's the answer or not. I know right now, what I said earlier, until they find an identity and establish what they want to do, run the ball, pass the ball, do something, play defense, until they find that, it's going to be tough.
Meanwhile, Arizona looks like a team that has a lot of quit in them. The Cardinals are down 24-0 to the Cowboys. Troy Aikman has completed only 2 passes in this game. 2 of 7 for 24 yards, but Smith, 57 yards and a touchdown. And Chris Warren's given this team a big boost off the bench. Caught a long pass. He's also rushed for 43 yards and a touchdown in that game, Jerry.
This is all about what's going on up front. The Dallas Cowboy line is just whipping Arizona. And what Arizona's done on defense, they've come in with 5 defensive linemen trying to slow down the run. But this is a physical butt kicking. You got to be careful about who quit. I used to get mad when people said that because I'd say, hey, 42 guys didn't quit, and 2 did. You got to be careful with saying who's quitting and who isn't.
All right, so again, that's 24-0 though. Dallas trying to avenge an earlier loss this season to Arizona. A shootout in the desert, 32-31. Arizona won. We'll send you back. Second half in Indianapolis, where J.R. Redmond scored the game's first touchdown.
CBA Sports presentation of the NASDAQ.com halftime report is sponsored by NASDAQ.com, the information source for the serious investor.
And welcome back. And welcome back. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones here in Indianapolis. And let's take a look at some highlights from the first half of play.
You see J.R. Redmond catching this little screen pass, breaking back, getting away from those Indianapolis Colts defenders, following his blocks, doing a nice job getting into the end zone. How can Marvin Harrison get deep on third down? Patriots defensive back, miscommunication, Otis Smith, Lawyer Malloy, Marvin Harrison, the ghost to the post, another big play.
So you have to be impressed with the Patriots in the first half.
You have to. They just controlled the ball, controlled the time of possession, controlled the game, and that's what this team needs to have as their identity. That's a Bill Belichick style of team. Mix it up on offense. See, the problems they had last week, they got behind 14-0 versus the Jets. They had to come out throwing. That's not the style of play that they can play up to. They don't have the personnel to do that. Strong D. There looks like what is a new and improved running game, and let Drew Bledsoe have some time to throw the ball.
Okay, let's take a look at the statistics, and the time of possession just jumps out at you.
Just a total runaway here in the first half, and this Colts defense, they've talked all year about them being soft, and they have to run that zone blitz scheme that's kind of a trick 'em scheme. You got to, dance around and disguise things, and a team that's going to go smash mouth on you and just run it right down your throat can really make some things happen, and that's what the Patriots are doing today.
Redmond, big first half, 17 carries, 76 yards. Also a good job doing catching the ball with 5 catches for 35.
And that's so important to be that double threat. And he's caught the ball well and got right upfield. He doesn't take a long time getting on his way. And that's nice to be able to see. And this probably one of the most encouraging signs for this Patriots offensive backfield in a long time.
So the Colts will have it to start the second half. This is Jerome Peyton with a seam, and Peyton up to the 33-yard line. A return of 35 yards. Otis Smith with the special teams tackle. So Peyton Manning, who didn't get a lot of opportunities in that first half of play, is back on the field, and he'll start at the 32.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about what the Colts have to do. They have to run some plays. How about that for a second half analysis? Going to be able to have the ball.
Edgerrin James in the backfield. First down and 10. Dilger, the motion man. Play action over the middle. Pollard wide open. And Marcus Pollard over the 45 to the 47-yard line. A gain of 15. Let's update you on some injuries. Ellis Johnson has a sprained right knee, and his return is questionable. Rob Morris has a torn quadricep, and he will not be back. So that brings up first down and 10 from the 47. Here comes a blitz, and flags all over the field. Lawyer Malloy was ready.
And he had that blitz timed.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Terrence Wilkins.
Inexcusable for a wide receiver to be offside. You're looking at the snap of the ball.
Log on to NFL.com and read about the NFL's all-time sack masters. It's only on NFL.com. Reggie White, Bruce Smith and company. Deacon Jones. First down and 15 from the 42. 3-receiver package. James. And James tackled at midfield. Teddy Bruschi jumps on his back. A gain of 9 yards. They had him in the backfield, just couldn't hold on.
Bobby Hamilton had a piece of his jersey, and you see the strength and the speed of Edgerrin James. Watch Bobby Hamilton, 91, get penetration. He's got him. got his jersey right here. Tackle him. Edgerrin James just says, get off of me.
Edgerrin James, who carried the ball 24 times for 75 yards in the first meeting, 7 carries, 38 yards today. 2nd and 6.
You see Peyton Manning changing the route, changing the protection. Nobody changes more at the line of scrimmage in this league than Peyton Manning.
Here's Manning underneath. Peyton wide open. At the New England 32, it's a gain of 17, and this young man is playing better and better every game.
And they said he finally realized going into this offseason that he had to work in the offseason. Changed his work habits, came in, started making some things happen. And here's that soft zone over the middle coming out of the slot versus that cover 9, that 2-deep zone. Finds the zone in there. See, Lawyer Malloy came up, got frustrated, told Teddy Bruschi, you've got to get a deeper drop. Linebacker has to get deep into that zone.
Edgerrin James. And fumbles! Loose ball. Who has it? Let's see. And the Patriots have it. The first turnover of the game, and it goes New England's way. Edgerrin James coughing it up.
And Gus, I think Lawyer Malloy right here at contact gets it. You're going to see him get his arm right in there. Where's the ball? He not only hits him, he smacks the ball out. That ball's down.
Big turnover.
That impact.
So Lawyer Malloy delivering the wood on Edgerrin James, and he forces him to cough up the football. And the Patriots have it at their own 16. Play action. Beldsoe underneath, caught by Rutledge, the tight end, with a lot of running room, and he goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And there is an injured Colt on the field. I believe it's Beldsoe.
And Rod Rutledge lowering his shoulder, the tight end. Watch Beldsoe take the shot. And little helmet-to-helmet shot. And full speed, those things are brutal.
Rod Rutledge is 6'5", 270. Jason Beldsoe is 5'9", 196. And he is in a lot of pain there on the sideline. Back to Indy after this. Beautiful day in Indianapolis. The Patriots on top of the Colts. 13-7 here in the third. 1st and 10 from the 32. Jason Beldsoe on the sideline. He's replaced by Tony Blevins, number 26. Draw play, J.R. Redmond. Redmond up to the 35, make it to 36-yard line. Pro football, folks, it's a nasty game.
One of the worst shots, Gus. Full speed, helmet on helmet. Listen to the collision.
Beldsoe knocked out.
And now earlier, watch Edgerrin James, watch Lawyer Malloy, shoulder right into the ball. Bang! Knocks Edgerrin James back. This is a brutal game down there on the field.
There's Beldsoe being tended to by the medical staff on the Colts sideline. Beldsoe underneath, Troy Brown with the catch. And Troy Brown gets to the 50-yard line, a gain of 13 yards. And you watch the film between these two teams the first time they met. What's the difference? What are we seeing?
Well, it's very methodical Patriot offense right here, and they were the way the first time. And this defense of the Colts wasn't able to stop them, had some trouble versus the draw. We've seen that with J.R. Redmond today. We've seen some quick passes that they weren't necessarily able to stop the first time around as well.
First down for midfield for the Patriots. Play action. Beldsoe sets up deep. Over the middle. Caught by Terry Glenn at the 32-yard line. And the Patriots offense is starting to really get into a rhythm.
And it is. And something that you don't hear in Indianapolis an awful lot. Booing from this hometown crowd. They've had a lot to cheer about. Watch Tony Simmons running the up and deep in route right here. Coming across those linebackers. You see him feel them, but you can't fit it. Actually, it's Terry Glenn coming across. Beldsoe finding the spot. Tony Simmons was actually going to the...
He's number 26. First down from the 32-yard line. Draw play. Redman, a burst of speed. Puts it on the carpet. But I believe Terry Glenn got to it first.
And actually, I think that's Eric Bjornsson coming in from the outside. I don't think there's any doubt. That ball jumped right up into his chest. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Eric Bjornsson being alert. That's how you play the game. You hustle. It's the little things that can win or lose a game.
And Bjornsson, right place at the right time.
And you see that draw giving him trouble again. J.R. Redmond, we've seen some brutal hits. Here's another shot, helmet on the ball. There's it loose. You're seeing Bjornsson coming from way out here, getting on the ball, beating Jeff Burris to that fumble recovery.
Makes it 2nd and 2 from the 24. Brown and Glenn split to the top of your screen. Redmond in the backfield. This is the give to Carter. And he gets inside the 20-yard line. And now that the Patriots, Brent, are inside the red zone, they want to go for touchdowns.
Yeah, you know what I like? They've been just running the ball down the Colts' throat. Let's get a play action on first down. That's why you mix it up. This Colts team's looking for a run, and the time of possession, you can see, Gus, is just amazing. Just total domination by this Patriots offensive line that came under fire last week for getting manhandled by the Jets. Bill Belichick, Charlie Weiss, they challenged this group. They're up to the challenge so far.
First down from the 19. They get it to Rutledge, and Rutledge is tackled at the 16-yard line by Chad Cota. And here are the red zone numbers today for the Patriots. 3 possessions, a touchdown, 2 field goals. And they ran that screen to J.R. Redmond in the first quarter. They got a 19-yard touchdown. But they've stalled so far, coming up with only field goal. Brings up 2nd and 8 from the 17. Kevin Falk, the lone setback. Draw play. Falk hops forward and gets inside the 15-yard line. He is stopped at the 14 by Tony Blevins.
Yeah, I'd still like to see him go after the new safety. Belzer's out. He's been one of the Iron Men for this Colts defense. You see a new guy come in, you got to take your shot at him right now. Take it early. Now we got a 3rd down situation.
Last time they were this close, they ran a screen to Redmond. It's 3rd down and 5 from the 14. They need to get to the 9. Inside handoff, Falk, he spins, and he will not get there. Tony Blevins with the tackle. And let's see if they go for it.
Couple of runs right in a row. You know what, Gus? There's no way you go for it at this point. You got to get over that 7-point lead, that 8-point lead. You got to go for the field goal right here. That's where the smart money is, 16-7.
Well, the smart money is not betting right now. Here comes Bishop.
Hey, no, here comes the smart money.
Comes the smart money.
There you go. That's we had a little brain lock there on the sidelines for a second. Because no way in heck do you do that. Now they got to get this thing off, and they might need a timeout.
So they call timeout. 6:54 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Patriots threatening, up 13-7. Now, speaking of the NFL today, don't forget next Sunday doubleheader action on CBS. The Jets at Buffalo or Cincinnati at Cleveland. And in the late game, you will see Jacksonville at Dallas. Adam Vinatieri in to attempt a 29-yard field goal. He's perfect so far. Lee Johnson, the holder. Gets it down and up. Good. And with 6:51 to go, 3rd quarter, the Patriots take a 16-7 lead. Vinatieri perfect, 3 for 3. Welcome back to the RCA Dome. This game is a 16-7 game between the Patriots and Colts out of the AFC East. And today's possessions, the Patriots have been great. They have eaten up the clock from the opening possession of the game. Vinatieri sends it away. This is Peyton from his own goal line. And Peyton goes down at the 22-yard line. A return of 22 yards. And for an update, here's Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Gus. How about this? Tony Banks of Baltimore. They have not scored an offensive touchdown in 3.5 games. Here he's picked by Randall Godfrey. The Titans are in again to lead by 8. And an update, Kurt Warner, broken finger on his throwing hand. will not return. Back to Gus and Brent.
All right, Jim, and they have Trent Dilfer warming up in the bullpen.
Trent Green.
I'm talking about for the...
and you've got it. There you go. We were both thinking something
exactly.
different. Well, that Kurt Warner thing shocked me.
Here's Manning now, down the field. Harrison is open again! Holy mackerel! Manning and Harrison touchdown! 78 yards! Marvin Harrison, 2 catches, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
They can't even hope to contain him. How can you let Marvin Harrison do that? Play that double zone. Make him run it down your throat. Make him run it at you. Don't give up the big play.
2 big plays for Harrison. Extra point by Vanderjagt is good, and just like that, we have a 2-point game. Peyton Manning airing it out. Marvin Harrison reeling it in. 16-14, New England. 2 generations of great quarterbacks. There's Archie Manning on the left, the father of Peyton Manning, and his son now 2 points behind the New England Patriots. Manning 7 of 9 for 192 yards. Danny Guyton sends it away. This is Falk from the 6. And Falk stood up at the 20 and driven backwards. How does this happen, Brent?
You know what?
Marvin Harrison is wide open.
It should never happen, Gus. Watch what happens here. Terrence Wilkins coming in motion right there. Here's right here, Marvin Harrison. Watch Bucky Jones go up on the play action and get out of position. Watch deep. Here's Lawyer Malloy. He's got to take this guy. Right here's Lawyer Malloy. He's got to get this guy going down the seam. Here's one-on-one with inside leverage, Marvin Harrison. You've got to have Bucky Jones stay deep as a safety. There's no way you let Marvin Harrison beat you. Make the Colts run the ball 14 times down the field. Take time off the clock if they want to score. Don't give them the big play.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Pats. And the fans here in Indy back into this one. To the sideline, Terry Glenn with the catch, dives forward and gets to the 27. David Macklin with the tackle. Marvin Harrison.
Boy, one of the best in the game today. Watch him right here. Not usually lining up on the left side. You see Otis Smith playing outside leverage. You give Marvin Harrison the inside, that's a freebie. That's a free lunch right there. Peyton Manning saying, give me 6 points. You can't let that happen. You have to keep that safety deep. How do teams keep forgetting to cover Marvin Harrison with a safety?
And the Patriots defense are trying to figure that out right now. Second down and 1. Play fake. Beldsoe goes up top for Terry Glenn. Incomplete but a flag. And that'll be Burris for the second time. This will be pass interference. The last it was holding. And the Patriots will get it all the way down inside the Indianapolis 30.
And watch Terry Glenn accelerate right by Burris, and Burris has to get his hand up on Terry Glenn. When you get that arm bar up there, they're gonna call it every time. The officials told us that at the beginning of the year.
It's a 40-yard penalty, and the Pats have it at the Indianapolis 31. First down and 10. Beldsoe. Sideline, Bjornsson tiptoes out of bounds at the 20. Tony Blevins covering.
Gus has 3 passes in a row. Patriots making something happen down the field. Right now they're in the red zone. Let's not forget about that run. But this time in the red zone they want a touchdown. Enough field goals, Charlie Weiss says.
Especially with this big play Indianapolis offense. First down and 10 from the 20. Troy Brown at the top of your screen. This is Falk following his blocks, and he pops it through. Almost gets through. Chopped down, though, by Blevins. A gain of 9.
And you got to give Kevin Falk some credit today. Found out J.R. Edmonds was starting. Comes back, makes a couple of nice catches, some nice runs up inside. Watch him follow his blockers. Cut back inside, runs over. Cornelius Bennett just tripping him up at the ankles. But Kevin Falk, after fumbling that opening kickoff, got his head back into the game. Has made some big plays for this Patriots offense.
2nd down and 1. Kevin Falk picks up the 1st down. And Brent, when you get this close to the end zone, what kind of plays do you run?
Well, you used to have throw any route to Ben Coates, but this Patriots team doesn't have Ben Coates anymore. So you got to use your tight ends. Your speed is negated on the outside by the shortened playing field. So you got to have tight ends that can make some plays. Rod Rutledge, Eric Bjornsson. I still can't believe they haven't gone after Blevins out on the safety.
Here's Rutledge in motion. Beldsoe underneath, caught inside the 5. And this is Troy Brown. Brown's had a very nice day. That's his 4th catch for 46 yards. And the Patriots knocking on the door once again. So Rutledge leaves the field, the big tight end for the Pats.
And right now, if you're the Patriots, I run it 3 times right down the throat of the Colts.
Here's Falk. Spins. And is ambushed at the 1.
And that was a heck of a tackle by Tony Blevins, because I thought from this angle, Falk was going in. That was a big-time tackle. And we talked about picking on Blevins in the passing game, but he just made a big play right there.
Brings up 3rd down and goal. Take another look at the touchdown-saving hit. And they are at the 1-yard line.
Stick with your offensive line, Gus. They've been making it happen. How about J.R. Redmond right up in there?
He's the deep back. Beldsoe fumbles, dives forward. And now you got a decision, Brent. 4th down at the 1-inch line. What do you do?
Well, this Colts offense can score touchdowns like that. And I don't think being up 5 is going to help you a whole lot in the course of this game. I go for the touchdown. If you miss it, they're on the 1-inch line. Drew Beldsoe on the exchange and did an actually good job of picking it up and getting some forward yards. Now, if you're at the 2 or 3 yard line, it's a different call. Watch him grab it, leap forward. He's right on the goal line.
And the Patriots make that the Colts have called timeout with 2:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now, before there was a tiger, there was a golden bear. And next, journey with Jack as we take a heartwarming and nostalgic look back at a storied career on Nicholas, a final march through the majors. So you're on the goal line, the 1-inch line to be exact. It's 4th down. What do you run?
Well, your offensive line has manhandled the Colts defensive line all day. So you can say our linemen are better than yours, and we're gonna run it right up inside, and we're taking it right after you. Or you can go play action and try to sneak the tight end out in the corner, because this Colts defense right now is thinking run, run, run. I think you got to stick with what got you there. You know I'm always partial to the tight end off the play action in the corner, but I think you run it. I like the fact that Belichick has enough confidence in this line today to go for it. You're 2-5. You got to turn your season around. A win here would be a big turnaround, and I don't think 3 points after all these great drives in the red zone coming away with field goals is going to get it done.
So here we go, 4th down and goal. Empty backfield. Watch the draw from Beldsoe. He goes forward. Touchdown. Drew Beldsoe sneaking it across the line of scrimmage. And the Patriots pick up 6. And Beldsoe with the spike.
You think he's fired up? How about no rushing touchdowns his whole career? Gets his first last week, and now his 2nd. And he initially gets stopped. Watch his leg drive. He's initially stopped right there. You see him get shut up right there. Now watch. He keeps going forward. Right there. He's over right here inside. A lot of pushing, a lot of fighting.
challenge this play, and Mora throws the red flag on the field.
And you know what? You use the red flag when they don't hear your button. He's trying to push his button. They're not responding to his button. He's dancing out there on the field, drops the flag. Get the flag, coach. Give me some of that. Jeez, he fumbled the flag.
65 years old. He's pretty quick. He can move.
And you know, to overturn the call on the field, it was called a touchdown. It's got to be indisputable evidence. They've got to prove that Beldsoe didn't get in.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the ball entered the end zone for a touchdown.
Just watching the official on the field, they didn't signal touchdown right away. We talked about Drew Beldsoe getting initially stopped, but he kept that drive going. It was a scrum inside. Let's watch from the high end zone shot. Bernard Whittington stopping him right there. Cornelius Bennett. Now it's not in yet, not in yet. You see the pile going forward, right about there.
But where's the ball, Brent? That's the question.
That's right. Well, the ball has to cross that plane. And you know what, Gus? It might not be clear. It might not be clear. It's tough to tell. There's the line right there. There's Beldsoe. I think he gets it over right there. You can't tell. But you know what? If you can't tell, the play stands. They called it a touchdown. It's got to be indisputable. And if they overturn that, I'm saying right now, that is not indisputable. The call was made. It has to stand.
Now this season they've only overturned 32 plays. A total of 89 plays have been reviewed. And this is a big play for the New England Patriots with 2:27 to go in the third quarter.
And you cannot tell. We're sitting up here, we have all the replays, all the angles, and the referee that's on the goal line watching, seeing if that ball breaks the plane, called it a touchdown. That's what you have to go with. These officials rarely miss a call like that. There's the line, there's the ball. It's the ball breaking the plane, and it's got nothing to do with Beldsoe's helmet, but he was carrying that ball up high by his chin, and those are the looks that you have, and you can't tell from this look because you don't have that end zone line. Everybody,
and that's what the referee will see. He'll see those two looks.
Just remember what the rules say. It's got to be indisputable. And it is not.
Jim Mora trying to plead his case. Let's take another look right here.
And I think Jim Mora, I think that's a good challenge. I think you got to do that, but like with all those bodies in there, like we said, you cannot tell. There's Max Lane. He's calling touchdown. He's trying to psych the officials into it. You can't see whether the ball breaks the plane. That's why they have a referee standing on the goal line, watching. There's the call right there, that second bit of leg drive.
Here we go.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as touchdown. Indianapolis will be charged with their second timeout.
So the Patriots get 6, and Indianapolis has been charged with its second timeout.
And you see Drew Beldsoe giving big Bruce Armstrong a high five right there. Bruce Armstrong came under fire last week, but big Bruce was pushing Drew Beldsoe over that end line right there. Give Bruce credit. He said, that's my touchdown. That's effort right there. That's a guy that's played a long time, a lot of all-pro years.
14 seasons. Moved from right tackle to left tackle in 1990. Here's Adam Vinatieri to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. New England today, 5 possessions, 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns, and they now have a 23-14 lead. Next Saturday on the Home Depot College Football, Heisman hopeful Michael Vick ignites Virginia Tech against Pitt, or the Georgia Bulldogs tangle with the Florida Gators in an SEC shootout. It all starts with Volkswagen College Football today, live at 3 Eastern. Timmy B and Spencer Tillman. And let's take a look at the drives today. And the shortest of the day for the Pats, but they get the touchdown. They have really been eating up the clock.
Just look at the yards of those drives. Those are huge drives. That is really making something happen. They've stuck within their game plan. They haven't gotten away from running the ball, used some play action, hit some tight ends underneath, the wide receivers on some quick routes, the backs on some screens and draws. That is exactly how they had to play this game. They've stuck to their plan, and you got to give this Patriots team credit. They also haven't buckled under adverse situations, which has been a hallmark of this team the last 3 years. They haven't been a mentally tough team. Today, they're showing that they are mentally tough.
Yeah, but you have 2:27 to go in the third quarter. Vinatieri sends it away. Peyton, 4 yards in his own end zone. And breaks it over the 20 up to the 22. Meanwhile, let's check in with our Jim Nantz in New York.
Well, Gus, for the third straight week, rookie running back Sammy Morris out of Texas Tech finds the end zone for the Bills. More importantly, he gives them the lead at undefeated Minnesota. 1 minute to go, third quarter. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
It's that Flutie magic. He doesn't have the great quarterback percentage. He doesn't throw all the touchdowns. But I tell you what, he is magical, in my opinion. And I look at the standings in the AFC East. From the 23. Edgerrin James written down from behind by Bobby Hamilton.
Bobby Hamilton coming over to the Jets, made 10 tackles versus former team last week. Making some big plays as well, getting some penetration. They just can't give up the big play. Look at this time of possession. I have never seen a game like that. We've never done a game like that. Those are very rare.
But it's meaningless if the Colts can score quickly, which they have shown the ability to do.
I'd cement your safety's feet 20 yards deep and say, let's make Edgerrin James run the ball all the way down the field, chew up clock, see if you're patient enough to do it.
Here comes a blitz. Manning underneath, Marvin Harrison across the field. Harrison runs right out of bounds, but a flag on the play in the backfield. A 12-yard gain.
There is no foul on the play for offensive holding as a pass had been thrown at the time of the hold. The play stands, third down.
I'll tell you, Teddy Bruschi was coming on the blitz, and Edgerrin James just rocked him. Turned his helmet sideways. That was a heck of a block. And you always talk about what Edgerrin James does running the ball or catching the ball in the backfield. But that saved a sack on Peyton Manning.
And Marvin Harrison, look at the gaudy numbers. 3 catches, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 159 yards in the first game against the Pats. Third down and short. They need a yard. Edgerrin James stumbles forward, and he has it. And for more on Denver and Cincinnati, here's Jim Nantz.
All right, Gus, you know, coming into this game today, Denver was second in the league in rushing defense, but the Bengals have run the ball for 255 yards so far, and Brandon Bennett scores from 20 yards out. The winless Bengals lead the Broncos with 3:56 to go, third quarter. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
Wow, Jim, that would be a shock to see the Bengals get their first win versus a team that we thought had turned it around. They've got their bye week coming up next week. The Broncos do. Maybe they're looking forward to the bye.
First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Here's Dilger in motion. Play action. Manning to the sideline. Wilkins cradles it and is wrapped up at the 42. Chris Slade there to get him. And that will be the end of the third quarter with the score, New England 23, Indianapolis 14. We'll return to Indy after this word from your local station. The scoring by quarters, the Patriots with 10 points in the third, and they lead it 23-14. Big game for Marvin Harrison, 2 touchdowns today. And it's first down and 10 from the 48-yard line for Peyton Manning. Inside handoff, here's the reverse. Wilkins with a gap. And he goes down at the 45. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you from the RCA Dome. Your impressions of this game so far? It's been pretty entertaining.
You know, if the Patriots don't kick field goals and they score touchdowns, it's not even a game into the fourth quarter. It's been amazing how much they've handled this Colts defensive line, the Patriots offensive line. And so the Colts have to keep fighting back, taking their shots downfield to see if the Patriots will all of a sudden give them an opportunity to get Marvin Harrison over the top deep. They've done it a couple of times.
Edgerrin James, and he is gobbled up by Bobby Hamilton.
You know, one of the things that the Colts are going to have to be aware of, Gus, is their defense has not stopped the Patriots offense, and they've chewed up clock. So it's not like you can sit here and afford to have a 5 or 6 minute drive, because Patriots are going to get the ball back and probably hang on to it again. Pretty soon time's going to run out. You got to take some quick strike chances.
Edgerrin had 219 yards rushing last week. Different story today. 3rd down and 1. Manning sprints out, fires, incomplete. No flags on the play. And that's it.
And everybody's furious that Otis Smith, they thought, pushed Marvin Harrison. But let me tell you what, Gus, he's out here in the flat. He's still not beyond the 5-yard chuck zone. Otis Smith, the ball's not in the air, push him. It's still not 5 yards. Now he pushes him. That's just like a chuck. That's not pass interference. These fans are yelling, they're wrong. That's not pass interference. That's a great play by Otis Smith. He knows the deal.
And wait a minute, they're going to fake it. Here's Hunter Smith under center. He's going to try to draw him offside.
Hunter Smith, that's too much overacting. That's too much overacting. Don't bob your head so much. They know you're trying to fake it.
And the play clock runs out. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Now Hunter Smith will line up and kick it.
Hunter Smith was going for that Academy Award.
Yes, he was.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
But as they say, acting is not acting.
That's right. I can't tell you how big of a play that was by Otis Smith. I got a little Otis Smith trivia. His first NFL interception, little CBS commentator, Phil Simms.
How about that?
Got to call Greg Gumbel and tell him to get on Phil about that.
Here's Hunter, high snap, handle, gets it up, high wobbling kick. Troy Brown with the fair catch signal at the 10-yard line. 13:28 to go, 4th quarter, a lot of football remaining here in Naptown. Tuesday on CBS, F-14s are falling from the sky. Is it a government conspiracy or an act of terrorism? Find out on an all-new Jag Tuesday on CBS.
I love Jag. Every week the world's in peril.
No question. 1st down and 10 from the 11 for the Pats. Here's the delayed handoff to Redmond. And Redmond gets to the 13-yard line. Dwight Hollier with the tackle. Peyton Manning looking at the photos from up top. And this Indianapolis defense has to really pin its ears back and decide to stop somebody.
They have to stop the run. They got to start creeping those safeties up to stop the run. And if they do that, watch out for the play action. Watch Tony Simmons or Terry Glenn going down the middle of the field of the post, because at some point you just got to say, we got to stop this run first.
2nd and 7, Redmond. And Redmond close to the 1st down. Over the 20. Cornelius Bennett with the tackle, a gain of 7. Is that old counter tray that Joe Gibbs used to run? It looks similar.
It looked very similar. That's the same deal. Pulling some linemen, and J.R. Redmond getting up in there a little bit quicker than some of those old Redskins backs used to. Old John Riggins. He'd finally get there, though.
And here comes Michael Bishop into the game.
On 3rd down, last time they were stopped on 3rd down with Bishop. I don't know why you just don't keep Bledsoe in there and hand it off to J.R. Edmonds.
Out of the T formation. And Bishop hops forward. And I believe he has the 1st down.
You know, I know they've done that a few times now. The Patriots like to give a different look. But I still think that's dangerous, bringing a guy that hasn't been in the game to handle a snap. What if you fumble the snap? It's all over. It's tough. You know something's up when he comes into the game. I don't know right now if it's that much of a changeup.
Bishop threw the Hail Mary pass to Simmons.
Now that was a good time to put it in
exactly at the end of the first
That's
half.
Right, darn right. You
In the last meeting between these two teams. First down from the 21. Play action. Bledsoe to the sideline, incomplete. Bledsoe under pressure. Remember this? A couple of weeks ago, end of the first half, they brought Bishop into the game and he produced.
And from everybody we've talked to, Michael Bishop has a big-time arm. There's his first touchdown pass. Drew Bledsoe had a great comment. First pass of his career on a Hail Mary. He throws a touchdown. He said, all I've got from throwing Hail Marys my whole career is 10 interceptions.
There's Michael, played at Kansas State. Second and 10 from the 21. Rutledge in motion. They think again. Bledsoe to Rutledge. Rutledge going forward and is dragged down at the 27, a pickup of 7. Tony Blevins hanging on to an ankle.
And that was a big 7-yard pickup right there. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 is a lot different than 3rd and 8 or 9. You can still run it. We've seen the Patriots run up 3 or 4 draws today on 3rd down and were successful. Do they come back and run the draw again here on 3rd down? Or do they go to the air?
3rd down and 4. They need to get to the 31. Carter and Falk out of the pro set. Draw play. Nothing doing. The Colts were waiting for that one.
They were thinking just like we were. We've seen an awful lot of it. I mean, how many times can you get burned on the same play?
A little predictable on that series for the Patriots.
Well, it's been successful all week, or all game, so why go ahead and not get it? You see Drew Bledsoe drop back here. Watch Falk start cheat over right here when you see it. Actually, on the other side, when you see him cheating over, those linebackers are in to fill the gaps right away.
So that brings on Lee Johnson. Johnson got roughed up earlier. Finds Wilkins at the 20. And Wilkins spins and gets to the 35-yard line. 9:49 remaining in the fourth. 23-14 New England. The Colts and Patriots, and this rivalry dates back to 1970 when the Baltimore Colts defeated the Patriots 14-6 at Harvard Stadium. First down and 10 from the 35. And Edgerrin James over the 35 to the 37. Here's Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Gus. Brent, you watch this too. I know you love the Flutie magic. Here he goes. Little sidearm pass to Sammy Morris, and the Bills are in again, and they're leading at Minnesota in the fourth quarter by 11. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
Meanwhile, Peyton Manning dropping back in the pocket, goes over the middle, caught by Dover, his tight end, and Ty Law is there to chop him down at the 45. And a note on Flutie, he's 20 of 28 for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And you see the Colts now, they're realizing the time's going to be a factor. They're running their hurry-up offense with 9 minutes still left in the fourth quarter.
He is corralled at the 39. Otis Smith. And Manning has never attempted fewer than 23 passes in a game. Today, only 14.
And guys, you see him cuddling up on the ball, giving hand signals to the receivers outside.
Manning to the sideline, Dillon, and he gets out of bounds. Andy Katzenmoyer there to push him out of bounds. But a flag on the play on the far side of the field.
Otis Smith and Terrence Wilkins going at it. And Otis Smith might have thrown him down on the ground.
defense, number 45. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
When we talked about Otis Smith's great play earlier, being physical prior to that 5-yard chuck zone, but this time he's holding, and he's had a couple of crucial penalties the last couple weeks for the Patriots. When you're a physical player, that happens, but you got to be a smart player.
And you can't hurt your team. He's hurting his team here. 1st and 10 from the 34. Smith lines up on Wilkins at the top of your screen. Manning in trouble, dumps it, incomplete. A flag on the play, and this is Spires or either Henry Thomas, and a personal foul against the Patriots.
And gosh, Gus, I didn't see Peyton Manning take a big shot there. And you know they try to protect the quarterback in the National Football League. Actually, Peyton Manning did take a little bit of a shot, was up on the ground, but and so they're going to have an illegal lineman downfield. And those are going to be offsetting penalties.
There are double fouls on the play. An eligible receiver downfield, offense number 65. By rule, this penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the quarterback, a blow to the helmet, number 85 defense. This penalty will be enforced, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
He meant number 95 defense, Henry Thomas.
And the personal foul, the 15-yarder, takes precedence. And here's the hit on Manning. Let's see him step up. I thought that it was fine. Here's Spires coming full speed. He still hasn't thrown the ball. And I don't know.
Man, that's terrible.
You know what, Gus? That's not roughing the passer.
And it wasn't a blow to the head.
And Bill Belichick says, no way. Well, come on. That's not a... And you know what? That's just a guy. Peyton Manning hadn't gotten rid of the ball. Greg Spires is doing his job.
First down from the 19. Drop down to James. And James driven to the ground. Not a lot of room for James. Lawyer Malloy coming up and making the tackle. And Peyton Manning, 8th career fourth quarter comeback wins. His last against Buffalo a few weeks ago. 2nd and 9. Manning again. Caught Harrison. And he is downed inside the 10.
And they're giving Marvin Harrison some cushion. Beat him over the top a couple of times today, big. And I like the fact the Colts are running that hurry-up offense. A sense of urgency. How many times do you see teams just huddle up and watch the fourth quarter clock tick away?
Harrison is locked in one-on-one coverage with Law at the bottom of your screen. Manning looking, fires, caught inside the 5 by Terrence Wilkins. And Manning getting that ball off as he throws it off his back foot.
And I'm not so sure Peyton Manning wasn't just throwing that ball away out to the sidelines. Terrence Wilkins made an unbelievable adjustment to stop and come back and dive for it. Peyton Manning getting some pressure, and like you said, throwing it off his back foot.
Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Manning, slant, almost intercepted. To Bucky Jones had 99 yards of green grass in front of him, or green turf.
And those are the plays that you have to make. I mean, that is a shot right in your arms. To Bucky Jones driving on the ball, stepping, reading it. Peyton Manning, you don't see him often throwing right into 2-man right there, but watch to Bucky Jones, 34 step up, and there is nobody that's going to get him. That's an easy touchdown, game over, Patriots.
3rd down goal from the 4. Manning in the end zone, incomplete, flag on the play. Antonio Langham covering Jerome Peyton. Call for the pass interference. It'll be half the distance to the goal.
Antonio Langham also having problems in the secondary this last week or two with some interference, with some holding calls.
Pass interference. Defense, number 38. As a foul occurred in the end zone, the ball will be spotted at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
And watch the slot right here. Watch the matchup. Langham's just going to push wide. There's Peyton running out and up. You see him just pushing him outside right there. And that's the call. That's the correct call.
Jim Finn, Edgerrin James in the backfield. Finn in motion. Manning, the shovel pass. James! Oh, touchdown! He got the lean forward on Teddy Bruschi and breaks the play to the goal.
Watch this shovel pass, pressure early. Peyton Manning, great job of just getting it off to Edgerrin James. Teddy Bruschi with a great tackle. Wrap up and hang on. The strength of Edgerrin James. You see him lean forward. His knee was not down. And that's one thing that people say about Edgerrin James. You never tie him up for a loss. He always falls forward. That time falling forward for a touchdown.
Mike Vanderjagt in to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. Take another look at the strength and power of Edgerrin James. On the shovel pass, 23-21 New England. Now coming up on the Subway postgame show, Jim Nantz and company will have all the scores and highlights and the latest NFL news. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Edgerrin James with the touchdown, 23-21 Patriots. This one kicked deep into the end zone by Danny Kite. And the Pats will start at their own 20. Friday on the #1 new drama of the season, CSI. Could a piece of string solve a Fred House death? Could a missing limb lead to a killer? William Peterson and Mark Helgenberger star in an all-new CSI. Crime scene investigation after The Fugitive Friday on CBS. Penalties keeping the last drive alive for the Colts. 3 penalties for 23 yards against the Patriots.
And Gus, penalties in the secondary have really been a huge problem for the Patriots this year. They're aggressive, but there's a fine line between aggressive and smart play. Too many penalties.
First down from the 20. Beldsoe over the middle, caught by Simmons. And Simmons wrapped up at the 28-yard line by Billy Austin.
Well, that's a huge play, throwing the ball on first down with that crowd noise. And remember, this Patriots offensive line has done a heck of a job all day. You don't want to get too far away with what's been successful for you, and that's been running the ball. You don't want to make a mistake throwing it and say, I wish we would have run it. Stick with the percentages. They've been running it very well all day.
Second down and 1 from the 29. Redmond, the deep man, out of the offset eye. Here's JR. Keeps his feet moving. And he will lose yardage on this play. Mike Peterson getting to him first. Remember, Jason Beldsoe is out with a concussion. J.R. Redmond looks to be banged up on the play and heads to the sideline. He's hobbling. Brings Kevin Falk back in. So instead of a 2nd and 1, they are faced with 3rd and 2. Huge play. Michael Bishop in at quarterback for the Pats. Bishop inside, option, Falk to the corner. He won't get there. I don't believe he got there. Tyrone Poole chopped him down.
And Gus, I said earlier, I don't like the fact that Michael Bishop comes into a hostile crowd on a crucial 3rd down in a game. Get Drew Bledsoe in there. You know Michael Bishop's in, you're running the ball or you're going to run the option. You see the Colts are all over it. everybody, 3 guys right there. You know they're going to run the option or run the ball. No element of surprise. That's too much pressure situation to bring him in, and it's too predictable.
And with 4:42 to go in the fourth, that was the first 3 and out for the Patriots this entire game. Lee Johnson sends it away, wobbly kick. Wilkins backpedals to the 20, now down the sideline and tiptoes out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So can Peyton do it again? Down by 2 with 4:31 to go in the fourth. Peyton Manning, 14 of 18, 255, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He takes over at his own 34-yard line. He has 4 fourth-quarter game-winning drives. First down and 10. Edgerrin James over the left side. He pops it free and is written out of bounds at midfield. A gain of 16.
And Edgerrin James is straight arm. Watch him use that straight arm to defend off defenders. That's become a real weapon. Watch him use this right here. Bust his arm through, gets his arms on Tabaki Jones, gets an extra 6 or 7 yards. Defenses are starting to be wary of that straight arm because it's got some power behind it.
14 carries, 77 yards for James. First down and 10 from the 50. Underneath, it is caught by Marvin Harrison. He may have gained a yard. Antonio Langham with the tackle. And a look at Peyton's comebacks. Most recently at Buffalo. Mike Vanderjagt ended up with the game-winning field goal. And remember, Vanderjagt is one of the hottest kickers in the league. And there's Peyton's dad. You think he's nervous, Brent?
Boy, that's a terrible feeling to sit down there and watch your son. And it's a great feeling as well. But yeah, Archie's feeling some nerves, that's for sure.
Over the right side, James. Edgerrin James breaks it all the way to the 32. This time a gain of 13.
Let's watch the right side of the Colts line. Ken Dilger, Adam Meadows right here, 73 and 85. Watch him turn the defense inside. Big running lane for Edgerrin James. We haven't talked a lot about Adam Meadows, the right tackle today. But you know why he's having a great game? We've hardly even mentioned Willie McGinnis and Chris Slade, and he's been blocking them all day.
First down from the 33.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
That's a tight end, Ken Dilger.
In 5 yards, that's the difference between a 47-yard field goal and now a 53-yard field goal. That's a big difference for that man, Mike Vanderjagt, who's got the legs, kicking him from 55 earlier. And if you're the Patriots right now, you need one of your big play guys to step up. You need Willie McGinnis or Lawyer Malloy or Chris Slade to make something happen.
First and 15. Manning. Caught inside the 30. Beautiful leaping reception by Jerome Peyton. So with 2:56 to go, with 1 timeout, how do you want to use the clock?
Well, that catch was significant. That is chip shot range now for Vanderjagt. So you run the ball, maybe run your controlled passing route. You start taking control of the clock. They haven't had the ball a whole lot today. Don't let the Patriots end up with it at the end. All you need is a field goal to win it.
Second and 6. James cuts it back. Edgerrin James to the outside. Down inside the 5. A 26-yard run for the edge. And with 2:12 to go, New England calls timeout.
And watch Edgerrin James get low. See him stick his head down? Most backs would have fallen down. He got low, regained his balance, made a move outside. Malloy drags him down. And what a huge run. And Gus, there are very few times where I would say this. But if I'm the Patriots right now, and you hate talking about it, they hate talking about it in this league, I let them score. I want the ball back and try to get a touchdown to win the game.
Interesting. Before there was a Tiger, there was a Golden Bear. And next, Journey with Jack as we take a heartwarming and nostalgic look back at a storied career on Nicholas, a final march through the majors. So, the Colts have it. First and goal from the 3. Edgerrin James, he scores. Was that intentional? Did the Patriots allow him to score? It looked like a half-hearted effort.
If they did, it was a smart move. You won't find many people in the NFL that will admit to that. But the Patriots only have 1 timeout left and the 2-minute warning. If you let the Colts chew the clock and just let the clock run down and kick a field goal.
And Archie wants to know if you go for 2 here.
5 or 6. Yeah, I guess you had a chance to block that extra point. The difference with 4, like I said, with 5 or 6 isn't going to matter. So yeah, you might as well go for it because you always got that chance at the end to block the extra point if the Patriots score.
So James is the lone setback. Wilkins at the top of your screen. Harrison, Peyton at the bottom. Here's Manning, knocked away. Andy Katzenmoyer gets a hand on it. So with 2:09 to go in the 4th quarter, the Colts lead at 27-23, and right now we'll see what the Patriots are made of.
Well, like we've said, they got 1 timeout, and I think it was a good idea to let them score. Like I said, we'll never know, but personally, I think that's the way to go. I want the ball in my hands at the end of the game with a chance to win it. Their offense has been rolling down the field all day. Not going to have as much time, but at least you get the ball back with a couple minutes and a timeout left.
And they're going to have to score a touchdown tonight on 60 Minutes. While other kids play baseball, football, or basketball, this kid plays the stock market. So far, he's ahead by $500,000. Meet him, 60 Minutes tonight, followed by an all-new episode of Touched by an Angel. Then it's the CBS Sunday movie, Songs in Ordinary Time. It's all here tonight on CBS. 2:09 left. 1 timeout remaining for the Patriots. 1 timeout remaining for the Colts.
You know, not to harp on that Michael Bishop play on 3rd down, but I still don't understand that. I think it takes away the element of surprise whether they're going to pass or run. You know Michael Bishop isn't going to come in on 3rd down and throw that ball in this pressure situation. The fans going crazy, and I just don't know what the advantage is right now of bringing Michael Bishop into the game. I think that's a distraction to the offense.
So Danny Kite will kick it away. The Patriots desperately need a good return from Kevin Falk or J.R. Redmond. Here's Kite. Sends it away, kicks this one deep. Falk takes a knee wisely.
Yeah, you know what? If he runs it out, Gus, and takes up that time, the kickoff is the 2-minute warning. That was a good move to stay in the end zone.
So the Patriots will start from the 20. Drew Bledsoe, the numbers today, and what do they want to do to get close to touchdown range?
Well, you got to start taking some shots, and the Colts have done a pretty decent job of handling the receivers outside, but over the middle they've been more susceptible. Take some shots over the middle. Let's see Terry Glenn or Tony Simmons on a crossing route.
Fans on their feet here in Indianapolis. Patriots start from the 20. Simmons to the top of your screen. Glenn in the slot at the bottom.
And you got to go after 47, Billy Austin. Jason Beldsoe not in the game.
Underneath, incomplete, intended for Troy Brown. 1 second before the 2-minute warning.
And Gus, I don't think there's any doubt. You got to go after Billy Austin. Not a whole lot of time prior to coming into today's game. Maybe some dime coverages here or there. He's a safety. He hasn't been in this pressure situation a whole lot before. That's the guy. That's the side you want to go after, number 47. If I'm on offense for Patriots, I say let's take Terry Glenn or Tony Simmons right at him.
2nd and 10. Draw play. Falk gets up to the 25. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 20. Jim Nance with scores and highlights in NFL News. 3rd down. 6 yards to go. 1 timeout for the Patriots. They need to get to the 34 first. 1:54 to go. Falk, the lone setback. Beldsoe underneath, incomplete. No flag on the play. Intended for Shockmaine Davis, a rookie out of Angelo State. And that brings us to 4th down and 6.
Well, on a 3rd and 6, I'm sure not throwing a slant route to a rookie. I'm going to Gary Glenn or Tony Simmons. Got to get the 1st down. Don't throw it underneath the 1st down. You got to throw it maybe a square out, maybe a deep out or a deep hook. You're going to have to get rid of it quick, though. This Colts defensive line is going to be coming.
Here comes a blitz. Incomplete. And once again, a curious decision. They throw it to the rookie, Shockmaine Davis.
And Drew Bledsoe, Marcus Washington's going to come from the outside unblocked right in Drew Bledsoe's face. He's got to throw it right now. Doesn't have time to set his feet, step into the throw, and the ball's short. And you know what, Gus? Great teams find a way to win games that they should lose, and not great teams find a way to lose games that they should win. And I think that's what we've seen today. This Patriots team's definitely stepping in the right direction. If you discount last week's debacle versus the Jets, they're still not where they need to be. Great effort today on the road, but they manhandled this Colts team. They should have won this game today. Bruce Armstrong knows they should have won.
Finn and James in the backfield. Here's Edgerrin James. And he drives it to the 20. So if Indy wins today, the standings will look like this. 5-2 in the division. The Jets in Miami play on Monday. Buffalo trying to hold on in Minnesota. And close losses, the story for the Patriots all year long.
They've just been a play or two away in every single game. No tougher schedule. All those teams right there listed probably will be in the playoffs. The Colts as well. It's been a brutal first half schedule. It gets a little lighter in the second half. This team's going in the right direction, but they've got to win games that they should win, and they should have won today.
Edgerrin James again. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Terry Ewing. Today's game was produced by Robert Herman Mansbach and directed by Steve Milton. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. The associate director was Sean Gerchikoff, and the broadcast associate Paul Shaver. Russ DeLynn is the stat man. Big Ben Calhoun is the spotter. James again. And Edgerrin James down inside the 20. A timeout has been called by the Patriots. Their final timeout.
And so if I'm the Colts right now, I don't try to kick that field goal. I don't give the Patriots a chance to block it. I just go ahead and run the play, let the time run down, and say our defense is going to hold you. You can't, a field goal won't beat you. You're going to have about 17 or 18 seconds to drive the length of the field with no timeouts. I don't even think about trying a field goal right here. But then again, I've been wrong.
So Mike Vanderjagt comes on to attempt the field goal. His first attempt of the day. Vanderjagt has hit 10 in a row. And this one will be about a 37-yarder. Hunter Smith, the holder. It's up. And good. Officially 36 yards. So with 18 seconds to go, the Patriots need a miracle. So Michael Bishop warming up on the sideline. You think Bill Belichick has some kind of special teams trick in his bag?
I think he does. We'll find it. You know, they had a big fake field goal versus the Colts here a couple weeks ago that allowed them to get into deep down in Indianapolis territory, score a touchdown, and was a decisive factor in the game. So you know they've got some things up their sleeve.
The RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. A battle between two AFC East rivals, the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones, and the Patriots led most of this game, but Peyton Manning and company coming back in the fourth quarter, and they lead it 30-23 with 18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, coming up next, the Subway postgame show starring Jim Nance. We'll have scores and highlights plus NFL news. Danny Kite will kick it away. 2 touchbacks on his last kicks. Do you kick it deep, Brent, here?
No, I squib it. Don't let them have a chance to set up their regular return or any other funky play that they might be setting up.
Kite's been great, though. He's been sending it to the middle of the end zone the last couple of kicks. And he kicks this one away. And it's fought 4 yards deep, and he brings it out. Fought. He gets over the 25 up to the 27. And let's see. Here come the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe on the field with 13 seconds to go. Desperation time. What do you do, Brent?
Well, first of all, you throw about a 20-yard out, Gus. You don't want to, and get the guy out of bounds. You don't want to, you're not going to be able to throw it downfield all the way. Your only hope is a pass interference if you throw it down the middle of the field. You've got no timeout, so you got to run that out route. Another thing you might try, Gus, is run that out and up, because the defensive backs for the Colts are thinking the out route, so maybe you get them biting on that out.
Bledsoe back deep, down the field, caught. Did he catch it? And they give him the catch inside Indianapolis territory with 6 seconds to go.
And they sure thought it might be a juggle from the Colts sideline. But that's exactly what you got to do. Run the 20-yard out. Watch Tony Simmons coming right back down the end line. And that is not a catch, Gus. That is not a catch. And you know what? They've got to review that in the last 2 minutes, Gus. And so it'll be reviewed, and they'll figure out that it is not a catch.
Ruling on the field of a completed pass.
Automatically reviewed in the last 2 minutes, and so you don't even have to challenge it.
But Tony Simmons has got to catch this ball.
He does. That's about as perfect as ball as you can throw, right in the numbers, coming down the sideline. You see him have it for a second.
Terrible.
And, man. And you remember Drew Bledsoe got fired up at Tony Simmons last week for running the wrong route and got fired up on the sideline, and Tony Simmons can't catch a break. Or the ball.
You have a way with words.
No, I just say what's happening. I mean, that's too crucial. That's a beautiful throw. It gives you an opportunity. We know that Bishop threw that Hail Mary before. The Colts have to defend against that if the ball's there at the 47-yard line. Charlie Weiss right here on the right side trying to convince the referee, hey, that's a catch, that's a catch. What do you mean?
Charlie, you got to look at this one again.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Well, you got to try to convince the refs, but what Charlie forgot is in the last 2 minutes they review everything. That one's on Tony Simmons.
Beautiful throw by Drew Bledsoe.
That was a beautiful throw.
So with 6 seconds to go.
Well, now you've only got one shot, Gus, and you throw it down in the middle of the field. You pray for a pass interference penalty.
The game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
I'm sure Jim Mora was pushing his button. He didn't even have to. And Bill Belichick, sure enjoyed our time speaking with him. And he's got this team. He's got its attitude turned around. But, man, you got to come away with a win if you really want to feel good. And Bill Belichick knows. Edgerrin and Peyton on the sideline.
After reviewing the play, the pass will be ruled incomplete. The receiver, the ball rolled out of his arms. The game clock set at 6 seconds is correct.
So no timeouts remaining for the Patriots. 6 seconds to go. What do you do?
Well, Drew Bledsoe's telling those guys, I'm going to throw it up there. You got to get down there. I'm going to throw it as far as I can. If somebody pushes you, fall down. Get an acting job so you can maybe draw that penalty. Maybe you catch the ball and get ready to pitch it to a teammate if there's somehow you can get your hands on it.
He needs to throw it about 73 yards to get it to the end zone.
Here comes the pitch.
At midfield. Brown pitches it. Intercepted, and that's the game. At the 45. The Indianapolis Colts improved to 5-2. Indy scores 16 unanswered points. Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning, the two stars for the Colts. 30-23 the final. Coming up next, it's the Subway postgame show. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 35. Coming up next, it's the Subway postgame show. After this commercial, your final thoughts, Brent Jones.
Well, Patriots are getting on the right direction. They still got to get some victories, but they're at least making an effort. They've got some confidence. Looks like the O-line's back.
Jim Nantz after this break.